You understand what's going on here when you experience firsthand the miracles that happen inside the Cascade Medical Team Hospital. These are dedicated professionals giving up their vacation time, paying them to do what they do best, take care of people's basic needs.
¿Por qué está aquí?
The lines of people form long before the gates open each morning at 8.
I'm triage. That means those are all my best friends.
Gail and Margie Groshong are the gatekeepers.
For most of them, coming to a hospital is a terrifying prospect because most people come here and die. And so some of these people have never been seen by a doctor.
It's up to them to decide who goes where and whose need is the...
¿Quién es Brian?
It's not easy.
¿Y por qué viene a la clínica hoy?
In fact, it's quite painful. For some, vitamins and worm medicine is enough this time.
If that extends her life 1 year, or if it makes her healthy enough to go to school one more day a week, one more week a month, one more month a year, the changes are dramatic, just dramatic.
But for 5-year-old Marvin and his family, it's much more serious. 2 years ago, he showed up blind, deaf, and unable to speak. Eugene doctor Bill Cox restored sight to one eye. Team leader Gene Albert paid to bring Marvin and his family back for this second eye surgery.
And we had promised Marvin and his family that we'd come back to try to do the other eye. And so for me, it was unfinished business, and it was something I needed to get done.
It took Marvin, his grandparents, and his 16-month-old aunt 18 hours to get to Solala.
And this little guy was born that way. We don't know which.
2 of those hours were hiking miles just to get to the main road. But this is Marvin's eyesight we're talking about. It's his freedom.
That was very smooth, Glenn. Better than back home. We'll know tomorrow.
In the room across the hall, his aunt is in the care of one of the United States' top 4 plastic surgeons, Mel Spira. Cleft palates are all too common in this part of the world. Many live years with this deformity. They are outcasts. But Alberta is getting help. The Cascade Medical Team brings surgeons, nurses, dentists, and doctors to this hospital. They bring all their own equipment and supplies. For 2 weeks, they set up clinics, makeshift operating rooms, and dental labs. They check eyes, hand out glasses, do routine visits and major surgeries. Each person pays their own way. For many, it's their vacation they choose to take doing what they love best, practicing real medicine without all the red tape. It's also a chance to help the helpless, to change lives that otherwise would be lost.
They say mainly that he can't see very straight and that they're afraid if he falls down and hits this bump in his face, it might harm him or it might kill him.
9-year-old Francisco is looking for a new life. His tumor traps him. He has no freedom.
They say that they bother him quite a bit and he feels bad about it. He feels ashamed.
His grandparents made the 3-hour journey from their village to get help. They don't know how very serious their grandson's tumor really is. Without this visit, Francisco would probably have died.
We must get an x-ray of the skull before we enter surgery, because if it is anything involving the brain, he'd have to be done at a major hospital.
It's kind of a liberty for the kid to be actually alone and walk around without being supervised constantly. So it'll be the benefit for him of being more independent.
The next day, back in the recovery area, Alberta's cleft palate is still swollen, but already she looks much better.
Sorry, Marvin.
And then the moment of truth for Marvin. As the patch comes off his eyes, watch as his eyes track each other. And then, after a few moments, the first smile his grandparents have ever seen on his face.
So now he feels, I guess, a certain gratitude and also relief knowing that his child will be able to get about and, fend for himself, and that burden or worry is lessened for him.
And then the grandpa says something you hear often on this trip. To the Cascade Medical Team.
And he says that he's very grateful to God that he provided these people with the knowledge and the will and the goodwill to have been able to do this for their children.
Marvin's life will never be the same, and neither will his grandparents. In fact, his whole village is going to have a different attitude at this point. And the little boy with the tumor on his nose, well, his records will be taken to a Texas hospital, and then hopefully he can get into Guatemala City and get the operation that he needs. We'll be right back.